Hey, it's Dr. Peters. I just wanted to give you a quick update on this week 6 work. Please pay attention this week to the order in which I'd like you to do the work. I really want you to start by watching the short 30-minute video and working through the worksheet using the hints and the helpers that I have so that you can reinforce your basic knowledge of the genetics problems. And so one of the things that'll be key is how many times do you have to work through these problems before you start to get the rhythm, right? Do you know what an allele is? Do you know the difference between that and a genotype? How do you determine a ratio? What's a phenotype, right? So doing these over and over again, which you'll get a lot of repetition, will be very useful to you. That's why there was a lot of that this week, week 5, and you'll get a lot more of that week 6. But we're going to move on this week. We're going to move on to beyond Mendel, which means that you're going to be looking at problem sets based on laws that existed after Mendel. You'll also be working on something called pedigrees, and they're kind of like family histories that tie together the genotypes with sort of like different families. You'll see it's very basic level this week. There's a short video for you to watch, some worksheet things to work in. Now, the part that's very difficult to understand this week is that I'm only collecting two things from you. Yes, two things from you next Monday, the 5th of October. I'm going to collect your labs, which is Mendel's Discovery. And again, there's a video link that I'll put up for you so that you have it. Watch that video as you work through the worksheet. Some of it you'll have to do on your own, and some of it I will help you work through. Pause the video when I tell you to pause the video so that you don't cheat and you actually work through it and try to understand the materials. Second, you will be turning in your Chapter 5 Learn Smart. Those things, my friends, you can get done Monday or Tuesday and feel really good about yourself, okay? Then watch my videos, print out those PowerPoints, and start to work through the material in Chapter 5. This is looking at some of the Beyond Mendel's laws. This is looking at pedigrees. I've put up 2 worksheets for you, and there's 2 little files in the worksheets, assignments, and links that help you work through this material. And we will build off of that again next week. Next week, we're going to be doing 2 chapters. We'll be doing some lighter work in your labs on some pedigree stuff. But just keep in mind that we're going to be working through a little bit more material next week. So it's really important that this week you reinforce that learning that you had of the first week looking at those genetics problems. If this isn't familiar to you, it's not too late. Go back to those problems from that week 5 from last week. I'm going to put the answer sheets up for you. Work through them. If you're still absolutely not clear, reach out to me. There's tons of things online that you can look at. I put up some videos, watch my video back again. But I think if you really work through this week's lab on Mendel's Discovery and you watch my video like I put it together for you, you will find this will help you a lot when it comes to learning the terms. Now, there are some higher level materials in this video. So don't get completely lost on things like determining the number of gametes, right? Or determining the difference between dihybrid and monohybrid. Some of that stuff you're going to have to do multiple times. So I know it's going to get done really fast for you. Some of you will finish this pretty quick. But if you're that group of people that are only doing your work on Sundays late in the week because you're too busy, you're going to be the ones that are going to struggle because we're going to build into 2 chapters next week and you're going to get lost in the dust because we're going to start building off of stuff that you have to start getting more strength off. It's a genetics course. So this last week, week 5 and week 6, you really have to solidify or really understand the basic principles of these problems. And then we'll build into pedigrees. And then we're going to move into some new material that'll just tie that in. So knowing these terms and working through these worksheets is critical. Enjoy yourself. Some of the problem sets for next week are really interesting. I hope you're enjoying this. We'll get into a lot more of the diseases in upcoming weeks. We'll have a little project or 2 that you'll like. And so thank you so much.